people, what we're saying, what we're spraying, back again with another About the Fan. And today we got a glorious gooner, the man himself, Zah. Y'all know him. But before we get into any of that, just make sure you are throwing the kunai upon the likes. You get me? We want to get the likes as high as possible so we can get as many people in as possible to see his story. Just make sure you're subscribing to the village. You know, we got loads of missions. Yeah. And the only way we can achieve all those missions is by having more Shinobi in the village. You get it? Yeah. So don't be frauds. You know them way there. Make sure you're dropping a comment on the video to get the algorithming, and make sure you are following Zah on all his socials, the midget Zimbo. You get it? So look, just a disclaimer, and I have posted it as a pinned message as well. I won't be able to read out chats during this stream because the purpose of this is to be put as a podcast on Spotify as well. So I have to be very considerate of the structure of the show. What makes sense in the stream will not make sense for people that are listening on Spotify. And yeah, have some fun, man. That's why we're here, right? So look, the guy I'm bringing on, he's a great gooner. You know, y'all know him, you know, from the great work that he does at Barstool. Yeah, like me, y'all know him for the hard times that him and Troops got all us Arsenal fans through when we was in the super gutter. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's doing wonderful things, and I'm truly, truly happy that he said yes to coming on the show. Let's big him up. Let's bring him through, man like Zah.
Hooks, it's an honor. It's an honor, man. Thank you very much for the invite, man. I'm looking forward to this. Right off the bat, I just want to apologize to people. It's Thanksgiving here, so as you see, I'm not in the studio. I'm in my kitchen, and because I'm not in the studio in my kitchen, you know, the lighting's a bit messed up. Nothing is working. This is the camera that I'm meant to be using. It ain't working. This is the mic that I'm meant to be using. It ain't working. Nothing is working in here, and I live right next to a train line, so you might hear the big old steam engine come through. So people, please bear with me. Apologies for that.
That's all good, man. That's all good. So like, I know I bigged it up, but look, this will be done as a podcast on Spotify, and we all know that people don't always listen to the very end. So let's get it out from the start. Where can people find you?
At the Midget Zimbo, everywhere: Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, mainly on my socials. I just started a thing this season with a couple of the American guys I work with, the Barstool, the Pitch Picks. Where, you know, we're talking the Premier League. Probably not for your crowd's ears. You know, it's more for the American crowd. But check it out, man. You know, it's a different way of talking football. We all have eyes. We watch the same game, kind of deal, and people interpret it differently. So yeah, that's where you can find me, man.
I will definitely be checking that out afterwards.
There it is.
Well. Yeah, I'm someone who I just like to listen to like different people's perspectives and opinions on, especially on Arsenal. Yeah, on football overall, but you know, obviously I'm biased. I'm an Arsenal fan, so I do like to listen a bit more to like Arsenal content, and I don't really mind where in the world it comes from. I do feel like when you're from different places in the world, you have a different connection with the club, and you experience things in different ways. And there's things that, you know, yourself will see differently to me, and things that I never would have even thought about. So yeah, people, you know what to do. Go and get different perspectives. It's what we preach in the village, innit? So look, I usually start this show off with a show starter question. Usually, yeah. But because you're on, there's something that I want to ask.
Okay.
That I kind of want to know personally, and I think a lot of people would like to kind of know as well, is what is it like being a football fan and being able to work with like such a big brand like Barstool and getting to speak on like, I guess, all things Arsenal and football. And I'm pretty sure you speak on other things as well.
Yeah.
And then secondary to that is, what was it like working with Troops and like covering Arsenal content? Because he's, even in the UK, he's quite the unique fan in the sense that like he's highly emotive. He has all the one-liners. He really is a passionate fan. And I don't know how many kind of fans from London you came into contact prior to Troops, but what was it like being exposed to a character like Troops as well?
So the Barstool thing. I started a Barstool what 7, 8 years ago. So I've been a Barstool for 8 or so years. I mean, we're across the pond here. It's the pigskin. It's the NFL that runs things around here. There was no football presence whatsoever at Barstool. I grew up an Arsenal fan. I'm born and raised in Zimbabwe. I came to America for came to college and stayed after I got my gig and all that. So I've been born and raised in Arsenal fan pretty much. So I'd been just watching. I'd been just keeping up with the team ever since I moved here to the States. Still keeping up with the team and all that. The Barstool folks saw that, even though we didn't have anything really going on. One day, I forgot who it came through. One of our guys, one of our producers. Shout out Mikey Podcast. He was in touch. I don't know how we knew him at the time, but he knew Troops' agent at that time somehow, some why. Word got to us that he's coming over to New York. Coming over to New York, he wants to come kind of check out the states and all that, and he might be interested, in something and all. The second I heard that, I ran to Dave's office. Well, through Gaz. I ran to our people's thingy, and we're like, "Yo, we got to get this guy." Showed him a clip. Dave is a live stream. So we do a bunch of streams for like NFL and all that. So he speaks that kind of language. He literally saw Troops for like 5-10 seconds, and he's like, "Yep, boom," got him in. And yeah, that's where it started, man. And it was a hell of a ride, because it was when we started working together. It was those times, as you said, the 15 those times. It was a lot. So it's I guess that's unfortunately, because of the circumstances, that's what introduced myself to all the Arsenal fans, and football fans in general. And it was honestly, he in terms of the football world, he changed my life. He changed my life. I go from just being somebody, just a regular dude tweeting away and all that, and now anytime I say Saka is the best right winger on the planet, I get abuse back. So in that sense, he changed my life. Forever be grateful. But it's I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, I'm an Arsenal fan first. It's just now the opportunity, the last four or so years, the opportunity came up that I can actually somewhat make a living from it. It's not my primary gig. I do a bunch of other stuff for Barstool, golf, and we have a lot of live programming that I help on and all that. But yeah, man, it's hell of a ride. He changed my life, and good dude, and we're still in touch. Hopefully we're gonna see each other maybe in a month or so.
Okay, no, cool. And I mean, what was it? What was it like being exposed to like English football fans? Like, what was that like? That because I know that we're kind of crazy over
Uh-huh.
here. I mean, I say we're crazy in the sense about football. I would say the same way that Americans are like crazy about the
No,
NFL.
no, you're not.
That
It's you guys. You guys, the football crazy is a different level. The NFL, you're watching the biggest rivalry apparently in the NFL. You have a who can I even use? You have a Cowboys fan sitting right here, standing next to the team that you're playing against. It's like what the hell is that? Trust me, there is nothing like football. Nothing here like football. Here it's a game. Here it's entertainment. It's entertainment out here, man. It's not. It's out there. It's a way of life. And I myself, I don't know if actually people don't even know. I myself actually spent. So why I'm very familiar with the culture out there, because I spent some time in my youth. I was over there. I spent 2 years. I lived in the UK for 2 years. I was over there for a procedure. I got a procedure done at the Great Ormond Street Hospital. So I spent 2 years. I was in the UK from 2001 to like 2003, I believe. Lived in Luton, so I'm familiar. The Troops wasn't my introduction to the crazy crazy culture and all that. I lived there. I've been to like what 2 or 3 games at Highbury kind of thing. So I was pretty exposed to it, man.
and you survive Luton. That's a
A lot
that's
of
a
a lot of Zimbabweans up there, man. That's why we're up there. It's a lot of my people. A lot of the black folks you find out there is Nigerians and Zimbabweans out there, and a lot of cats from Pakistan. It's no, I love Luton, man. It was awesome.
Luton is I call it the gutter personally
Right off the M1. Nah,
yeah.
Luton was awesome, man. I loved my time there, and
Did you get a chance to go to any Luton games?
Yeah. Yeah, a bunch of actually one of my cousins, had a friend that was in the academy. He was goalkeeper. He was goalkeeper in the Luton Academy. So we used to go to Kenilworth Road a lot. It was literally up the road. It was literally up the. He'd hook us up with tickets. That's actually where. Actually, I've been to Kenilworth Road more than I've actually been to any of the Arsenal stadiums, because it was right there, and we had access to go there. And once I got my operation done, unfortunately, I wasn't able to really go from Luton to Highbury at ease, kind of thing.
Okay,
but
okay.
I loved it, man.
That's sweet. That is sweet. Now that's that's good that you got to experience a bit, because Kenilworth Road is quite a unique stadium, to be completely honest. So I haven't experienced it. I would like to experience it, but the fact that you've experienced it, that's a big thing. All right.
There's no space in the UK. There's literally no space in the UK. So it's literally just there. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, no, that's great. Wait, sorry, I just got a massive raid, so I'm just typing a message.
Oh, nice. There we go. Let's get the likes up, folks. Let's get those likes up. That is awesome.
All right, sweet. So my show starter question in it. So Arsenal of last season, yeah. We all know what it was like last season. I think we was really good last season. We went all the way to the last game of the season. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it over the line. We had a slow start. Second part of the season, we literally blew teams away. Now, I'm a bit of a magical guy. And what I'm doing, Zah, is I'm going to send that Arsenal team with Mikel Arteta back into the past, to the Invincible season. And this is now the Arsenal team that is playing in that season. What do you think happens?
Wow. I don't know if it's recency bias. I think it is recency bias. The more time passes, I'm getting really, for some reason, dude, it's been a while since I've really been attached to an Arsenal squad, an Arsenal team. I mean, throughout the 2010s, the Girouds, the Özil squads and all that, I really wasn't fully. I mean, I feel like I didn't really love them as much as this group, even before that, the Adebayors and all. I'm biased. I for some reason, call me deluded. I really think this is a good group. Talent-wise, I mean, the Invincible squad has the game breakers that are just of different levels. I mean, the great man, the Iceman, Dennis Bergkamp, unbelievable player. Thierry Henry, of course. Robert Pires Robert Pires on the left was unbelievable. Ljungberg and all. This squad, Saka and them, I like this squad. I would like to say they're probably, because it was different time. I mean, also the competition back then, it was mainly United. I'd like to say they would match. I don't know. Henry. The thing is, the game breakers in that Invincible squad were just from a completely different planet. So that elevates that team to that level where they go a whole season without losing. Do I think this current squad is as good as the Invincible squad? Could they match? As you said, send them back in time. Could they match what they did? They'd come close. I think they'd come close. I think we were very unfortunate, man. We were going up against, we went up against a City team from, bro, 100 points ain't no joke. We going up against a City team from Mars. I mean, Liverpool. Now look at Liverpool this season. It's for us to be punching, for us to turn things around, because from where we were at, from the gutter that we were at, for us to turn things. I mean, people make fun of us online, rivals. That's what banter is and all that. But for us to turn things around that quickly, it's unfortunate. Yeah, it's a results-driven business. We need to actually get the trophies for Arteta to get the credit that he deserves. It is a results-driven business. I like the guy, but without trophies, I can't fucking pack him up. You know what I'm saying? It's been amazing how quickly it really has turned around. It's crazy, bro. I was looking at that squad. We had junk. We had Cedric. We had Pablo Mari. We had people like, Socrates. I liked him. Socrates. We had people like Mustafi. We had to get rid of all of that nonsense, bro.
Wait. You liked Socrates?
I had a soft spot for Papa. I had a soft spot for him. Did I think he was a good player? No. Did I have a soft spot for him? Yeah. I don't know what it was about Socrates. Leno, we were a joke, bro. So for us to turn things around, it was ahead of schedule, I guess. That first season that we came close, with City, it was ahead of schedule when Jesus went fucking crazy, Partey and them, Xhaka doing crazy things. But I guess it's a credit to Arteta and him turning things around. I like the guy, but I just need him to get over the line, because I can't keep. I look like an idiot, bro. I defended that man. That man is the reason why I got these grays. That man is the reason why we are. That man is the reason why we are chatting here. If it wasn't for me defending Arteta, people wouldn't even care about what I said about what I said about the Arsenal. That is who who put me on the map pretty much, and he has to deliver for me. We have been through war. I need to see it through the end, bro. He has to get it done this season, because I know people are losing patience, and I get it. I can't keep justifying, keep him, bro. We gotta win this year. There's no other option.
There is no other option. All right, cool. So you said you think they can come close. So let's do it like this, yeah. So do you think that season this team wins the Champions League?
Do I think this current team wins the Champions League in that invincible season?
Yeah.
Who was in Europe? So this was the time of like the great AC Milan teams.
Yeah.
Madrid was getting like the Galacticos, right? Madrid had just gotten Ronaldo, and then Zidane was at Madrid. Juve was probably solid too. Juve was building towards that. Oh yeah, it was that era where Juve was taking took Vieira, took Ibrahimovic for that season, but unfortunately it didn't work out.
Porto actually. It was the year that Jose won.
Oh, Porto, was that the Porto year?
Yeah, that was the Porto.
Oh wow. But I think, and that Mourinho team that Porto team was good too. How would we have fared? This squad, because and they are built for it, because they're built for that style of football, bro. I think we're building towards more of that style of football. We've changed. Look at how, for example, just before this, the Mustafi was like 5'5". I might as well be looking eye to eye with Mustafi. We go from going Mustafi, now we're doing our back line is, bro, our left back is like 6'4". Calafiori's like 6'4". Timber's like the smallest dude on that team, and he's 6 foot. Saka's the smallest. Saka and Trossard, they're tiny. It's Havertz 6'5". So we're built for that era. We've finally gotten the spine back from when we used to get thrown around, bullied around by like Stoke and all that. But it might be nostalgia. those AC Milan teams, those Madrid teams, I think they'd still pip us. Our game breakers, we were unfortunate not to win that '06 thing, because I mean we did have the game breakers, and it's
Yeah,
the red card, and it's
the pain.
painful.
All right,
Yeah.
we all know that pain. All right, cool. So we can't win the Champions League. Do you think we can win? Do you think this team going back can win, or does win, any of the domestic cups?
This team?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I not even just domestic cups. I think even Premier Leagues. I think there were seasons where it may be nostalgia. So we pick those guys up a bit better, but I feel like our squad from last season. I'm trying to think of like which season. Not to be a hater. I mean, it's the first one that just popped out of my mind. I think our squad from last season is better than the Van Persie Man United one. We would win in that season. The Leicester season, when Leicester won, I think this squad would do that. We were close. We were somewhat on par that Leicester season. Then it all fell apart. It was like, wait, when did it fell apart? Like in February or something. I forgot when it fell apart. That so yeah, no, they are very. There are a lot of years that if we, the Chelsea Jose Mourinho. That first Chelsea Jose Mourinho squad was unbelievable. That one was crazy. The second one with Diego Costa and Fabregas and them, that we probably could, because I feel like that was when we had, who did we have being thrown around? So Costa was coming up against, who did we have? Like Koscielny, was it like Koscielny and them?
Yeah, Koscielny.
Koscielny, and he was throwing them guys around. I think Saliba and Gabriel can.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, was it Gallas? No. Gallas was a bit old.
Gallas was before that. I think it was Koscielny
and them. And Mertesacker? Koscielny and Mertesacker, them two. So I think they are seasons that it's a very, bro, we were very unfortunate. I don't think people realize how it's only when time passes that we will go back and realize what we were up against. This Man City squad it's crazy. It's crazy. These guys literally at one stage, they're 1 to 15. The top 15 players in the Premier League were all Man City guys.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It's
so it's where we've come close twice fighting a juggernaut. It's a good squad that we have. It's just the circumstances unfortunate. But hey, you play what's there. So Arteta needs to deliver.
Okay. And finally, so you don't think we do the UCL in 03-04? You think we can win the domestic cups 03-04? Do we win the Premier League 03-04? And do we do it with or without going invincible?
So it's Man United. It's pre Jose. Yeah, pre Jose. It's Man United. Who else was then? Liverpool. Man United. That's like the Van Nistelrooy Man United. Van Nistelrooy, Keane. I don't think we go invincible with this squad. I actually don't even know how we went invincible with that with that squad when it happened. Looking back at it, it happened. Looking back at it, I don't know how. It is. There are just so many games, and the league is just so competitive.
Yeah.
The fact that we made mistakes and weren't really punished for that over like a 30-40 game period is absolutely insane.
Yeah.
That feat, unless it's like the least competitive sport or whatever, I don't think that feat will ever be done in. I mean, the American sports are easy. So like NFL is easier to do that because there's fewer games. NFL plays 16, 15 games. And then also the setup of the NFL, it's you're playing. If I'm on offense, I'm playing against the defense. It's like I don't even play with my teammates. If I'm on offense, I'm playing against the opposite team's defense. And then my teammates who are on defense are playing against the opposite. So it's a different game. That one's easy. The Patriots have done it. The Patriots did it, but they lost in the Super Bowl with Brady. But I out of all the sports, all the other sports that I watch, man, I grew up watching like cricket, rugby. Of course, cricket's a little different because those are more tours, and you had the crazy India squads, the Australia squads, and all that. But out of all the sports, that feat going invincible. I guess the only team that can do something like that is like the All Blacks in rugby. But apart
Yeah.
from that, it's we'll never see anything like that again. We'll never see anything like that again. And yeah, the soccer team, yeah, maybe could have won the title, but yeah, not invincible.
Okay.
Then and even now.
All right, cool. No, sweet. So, look, tell me about your journey as an Arsenal fan. How did it start? Why did you choose Arsenal? And has there ever been, I guess, a moment in your journey where you questioned becoming an Arsenal fan?
All right, so my Arsenal journey. How far back? You know what? Actually, I'll go as far back as I know. So I was born into an Arsenal family, so I'll even go further back than myself. My parents during the Zimbabwean Bush War time in the 70s. So Zimbabwe got its independence in the 80s. So the war was fought in the 70s. They just finished, they just done their high school and studies and all, and dipped out. They dipped out running away from the war. They ended up so my mom went somewhere else. Then somehow they ended up both in London at the time. They were living in the North London area.
Okay.
My mom, the sellout. My mom, the sellout. She for some reason found an affection for Tottenham. So she went to a couple games, but I think my dad went to Highbury, and I don't know who it was. It might have been like Charlie George or whatever. I don't know who it was that he saw, and it just stuck with him. And yeah, and somehow he overpowered my mom in the family thing. Then along came, I have one other sibling. Along came him he grew up, and he grew up in the times of the when Righty moved from Palace to us. The RIP, rest in peace, Uncle Kevin Campbell. He was on that team, loved those guys. And then the Wenger influence was really, really big, not only for our family. And I mean, we were already in, but then once Wenger came and he started buying people that look like us, people that talk like me, people that come from where I'm from. They come from up the road in West Africa. It's that then really, really solidified. So my earliest memory is I don't remember like the George Graham days, and even the Bruce Rioch, the transition period. My earliest memories is the Wenger days. When he came, of course, the George Weah, when he signed George Weah at Monaco, when he brought George Weah to Monaco, that's when we became aware of Arsene Wenger, and he just became massive back home. But yeah, so back when Wenger came is when I really started, following, and then just started watching game by game. My first fell in love. I think my first favorite player that I really, 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 really liked at the time was either Anelka. I liked Anelka a lot when we got Anelka. It's Bergkamp, of course. Bergkamp was one of my he was unbelievable favorite player. And yeah, since then I've been hooked, man. And it was the early days, which unfortunately, that's like 20 something, 30 something years ago. I've got a lot of grays. It's way too long. Those were the good days, man, when we were fighting with Manchester United. And I could walk in with chest, knowing that I've got Thierry Henry backing me up and all. And yeah,
Oh,
so
how the times
that
have changed. The times have definitely
Then of
changed.
course the spending time in the UK, just going to Highbury was special. I actually haven't been to. I'm actually very excited. I'm going to my first game at the Emirates. Each time I've been in London ever since that, it's been over the summer. So I've seen the stadium. I just haven't seen a game. But I'm going to the Monaco Champions League game.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's going to be fun.
And any moments of doubt?
Uh Nah. Because I mean, it's. I'm a sports guy. Once you buy into, that's the thing. Once you buy into like a sports team, once I'm in, I'm in. So once I'm supporting something, I'm in. So there wasn't doubt. Were there painful moments, bro? The whole fucking journey has been painful. Very painful. Do I regret? Do I wish I? Do I wish if I had a choice, would I have chosen something a whole lot easier? Absolutely. If I had a choice, I would have been a Manchester United fan at the during my childhood, because I was that they were the ones that were winning the most. They were the ones that were bullying me the most. So I want to be on that side where I'm bullying the most. But that's not how it works. It's I chose Arsenal, and
In for the
I'm
long
in for
run.
life. I'm in for life, man. So yeah. So now, who else was another one of my favorites? I love Fabregas. Fabregas. I love all the Haaland guys. Hey, the guys that
Yeah.
come through Haaland. Well, Fabregas really wasn't Haaland, but like from even the useless ones like Justin Hoyt. I was a big Justin Hoyt guy. Kieran Gibbs. All those shout out Justin, but yeah, nah.
I can't lie. A lot of I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but a lot of those players. Don't get me wrong. They're good players in the sense that you have to be good to make it through the Arsenal academy and then make it into the Arsenal first team in any capacity. But there's not. This was they were just there.
We
They
were,
wasn't.
we were,
It
bro.
wasn't. They
We
wasn't.
were churning out in terms of academy. Our academy is terrible in terms of churning out.
Yeah.
Which I guess I was about to say which doesn't make sense, but it does, because there's a lot of other teams in London, and also the parts of London that you're in. Hayland is what is East London? I think it's like in East. I forgot where it's at. I don't know where it is, but like Chelsea's like in the prime. The Cobham is like in the prime
Yeah.
area for talent. So they churn out a lot. But I don't get it. Like, I mean, like who, bro? Who? Wilshire, Smith Rowe,
Yeah. Saka.
Saka. But Saka, if we're being honest, Saka wasn't even Saka coming through the academy. He wasn't a big prospect. Saka
Yeah.
Saka was when he reached like 17, 16, 17, 18 was when Ljungberg
Yeah.
was like, whoa, yo, we have this kid. The one that I'm very excited for. We have one coming through, that Max Dowman kid. People are talking about him like he might be. People are talking about him like he like greatest ever. People are talking like Wayne Rooney. Wayne
Oh,
Rooney, like,
really?
yeah. Apparently he is. From what I see, I don't like the fact that they cut the budget and they don't stream the academy games anymore online this
Oh,
season. They haven't been, so I actually can't watch him play full games. But from the people that go to games, man, they say we have a special one on our hands.
he's made it into at the age of 14. He's
Bro,
made
he's
it into
training with the
training.
first team
Yeah.
at 14, bro.
That's
14.
crazy. Like, to be able to train with the first team at 14 is
The hell was I doing at 14?
14. I was watching Dragon Ball Z.
I don't know if my voice must have had broken at 14, but it's like, yeah, man,
to
crazy.
be playing with, and I mean, don't get me wrong, our first team is fairly young, but still, to be able to be training with Arsenal's first team at 14, like you've definitely got something in your locker. Like, you're
Bro,
definitely going places.
any 14-year-old training with any grown man is it's insane. And
Yeah.
I'd be remiss not to even mention the one that's sitting right in front of us, Ethan. He's another one in that bracket of the Wilshires and the Smith Rose, Ethan.
Even
Yeah.
Skelly. I think
I
even
like
Skelly.
Miles. I love Miles.
Yeah, I
I
think
love
even
Miles.
Skelly, I think
I
he
need to
has.
see. I need to see more of him that left back. I like that whole how, because he's a midfielder, and then what's it called? Arteta's trying to turn him into a Zinchenko.
I think he will eventually move back into the midfield. I think that
When he gets
Arteta's
older.
just teaching him like the defensive side of the game.
Yeah,
A bit,
which is
a bit
good,
more.
man. You gotta nowadays in football, you gotta be adaptable. You can't just be robotic. You know, the specialist in one position. You won't make it far
Yeah. This is
that
what,
way.
at least not Arsenal, because Arteta is very big on like, if you look at every player, well, I would say 99% of the squad, they can all play like a minimum of 3 positions.
Yeah,
So at least the
techniques.
way Arsenal plays, you won't go far if you can only play one position. But maybe, I don't know, maybe that will change one day, but I can't see it changing for the foreseeable future. So
Before it leaves my head, can I flip it on you and ask you a quick question?
yeah, go
Marino, thoughts?
on.
Bro, I'm gonna say something crazy. Let's forget the transfer fees is a sunk cost. That's what's keeping Rice in the starting lineup. If we take away popularity, take away the name of the jersey, name on the back of the jersey, I think our midfield is Partey, Marino, and Odegaard. That's our best midfield, balance wise.
Oh, really? Oh, balance. Ooh. Yeah, that's
You can't drop five. Five has been unbelievable this season. He's been our best midfielder. You can't drop him. And then Odegaard, you saw what happened when he came back.
yeah, that is a okay. So Marino, I think he started off slow, but I understand why, because obviously he had no preseason and then he came to Arsenal, fractured his shoulder. So it's understandable that he
People
wouldn't be
forget
at
that. People
yeah.
forget the injury aspect.
Yeah. So the physicality wise, I think he's still trying to get to the level physically. And I do think that he's still adapting to, I guess, the differences in tempo in the English league to the Spanish. Even though he played in the English league before, when he played in the English league, it was a lot different to what it is now. I feel like with each game I watch him play, he grows a bit more, and I'm starting to see more positives. Like I'm starting to see that, okay, he's actually a very press resistant player. He's actually really unconventional as well. Like he's one of the few players in our midfield that when they receive the ball, they don't always make the easy pass. Like I see him drop his shoulder a lot. I see him try to wiggle his way out and find the more difficult pass. He is, I would say, better at passing forward than Declan Rice.
Yep.
But I don't know if I can say just yet he takes Rice's place, but I can hear the argument of our midfield being more balanced with Marino playing the 8 than Rice playing the 8. But that's because Rice isn't an 8.
That's
so
the thing.
So it'd be interesting to see how it would look if Rice was playing the 6 and then Marino was playing the 8 and then Odegaard, obviously. It would be interesting to see that dynamic. But then I feel like, and this is something that we're going to have to deal with really soon anyway, is that Partey is going to leave.
He's going to get injured. He's guaranteed.
Not even get injured. I mean, like, leave the club. Like, he's eventually going to leave the club. And
I think Arteta likes him. I think aren't they at the table? Are they not negotiating?
Well, potentially. But when I say leave the club, I mean in the sense that everybody has their lifetime, right? Everyone has their time when they naturally just leave the club. And we're gonna Partey is a 6 that's there's not really another 6 out there that plays like him, to be completely honest. Like there's
on the turn, he's brilliant.
So we need to learn to play without that type of 6 anyway. So maybe that's what
which is what Rice isn't. That's the thing. Rice isn't that.
Exactly.
Rice is more he's a screener. Partey on the turn. That him advancing that ball forward is unbelievable.
So yeah, we'll see. I'm at least not one of those fans that's like got the gun out at Marino and like get rid of him and all of that stuff. I'll give him another 5 to 6 games. By then he should be at the level. Well, I would hope that he's at the level then, and then we see how he plays once he's adapted more to the team, built up some more relationships, and hope. And people forget as well, he started coming into the team when we was playing bad. So when we're playing good, let's see how he responds,
how he gels with that.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to give him time. but not unlimited time. But I'm giving him time. That's where I'm at right now.
No,
So
I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of his.
I can
And
tell.
yeah, and I wanted to hate the guy. That's the that's the thing. I went out there. When we bought him, bro, I was fuming, and it's he's a victim of the circumstance because it's the club. I thought we needed that. Our priority should have been for the last Lord knows how many fucking windows. Our priority should have been a striker, and each
Yeah,
time our priority was not a striker in each one of these windows, it would wind me up. So every single one of them. Calafiori when he came in, I was fuming. Marino when he came in, pissed too. I was like, dude, what are you doing buying another freaking defender? We have like 9 of them. Granted, I mean, Tomiyasu was always broken down, but we already have like 10 of them, bro. We had like, at the time, we had like 4 left backs. We
yeah,
had 4 people that could play left back. We had Zinchenko, Kivio could play there. We had Cedric was still there. Who else was there? Tierney
yeah.
dead. The Tomiyasu. We had like 5 guys, and we're adding another guy. So
Timber.
Timber could play there. So I was losing my mind. So because of that, these guys in the back of my mind wanted to like him, but because of the situation, I was just like, they ground me down. And then the more they played, I mean, Calafiori's
He's
that
growing.
guy. He is. They both him and Marino. They're like so unconventional. It's like, dude,
Yeah,
he's so techie. How are you that techie being that big, left footed? It was like, what the hell?
yeah. He to me, Calafiori is just chaos. That's
Yeah,
what Calafiori is.
that's what I'm trying to figure out. It's like, what
Yeah,
are you?
it's just, and like I thought you was a centre back, but I'm seeing you play left back. But when I'm seeing you play left back, you're not actually left back. I'm seeing you in
He's
centre
like a
mid. I'm seeing you
DM.
in,
Yeah, he's like a
yeah,
DM. He's like, what are you?
left wing. I'm seeing you left mid. I'm seeing you right wing.
Bro,
I'm
he
seeing
popped
you
up in the 8 channel.
striker.
There was like a game where he popped up in like the 8 channel. It's like, what are you
Yeah,
doing?
like so.
What a player. See, he
I
saved us, by the way.
yeah,
Forest game, he absolutely saved. Like
yeah,
2 or 3 counters that he killed from Elanga that were going to be goals guaranteed. Saved us.
yeah. I think that I just think that he's been given freedom by Arteta. Like
Okay.
I feel like he's the one player that's been given freedom by Arteta. Because I feel like Arteta has a bit more faith in his ability to defend. So the balance between like Zinchenko, the balance of he's great when he gets on the ball in the midfield, but then the balance to him defensively, like
Transition. The
it falls,
transition. Once we lose the ball.
it falls off a cliff. But I feel like he just believes a bit more in like Calafiori's defensive aspect of his game, that he's like more comfortable to just say, hey, cool, do you, bro? Just go do you, and we'll figure it out as the game goes along in it. Because I'm pretty sure, there's times where, because there's been times where he's been susceptible defensively.
Mm.
It's going to happen. Like every player is, there's going to be moments where they're defensively susceptible, right? But I just feel like because of how he can combine with other players in other areas of the pitch and how natural it is, and he's actually got a good touch, and he's like he doesn't receive the ball and kind of worried about what to do next or doesn't really know what to do. Like I kind of see him as one of those players that before they've even received the ball, he kind of knows what he wants.
He has an idea.
Yeah.
He's already scanned. He has an idea.
And that's rare for a defender. Like that's a rare trait.
That's like a midfield trait.
Exactly. So so again, like you, I really wanted a striker. I'm hoping in January we go get a striker, but I'm not gonna unnecessarily hate on like the players that we have signed, because I think it's still too early in their journey. And B, there's no reason why they can't improve. Like, so it is what it is, right?
And guess what, Arsenal fans? We are gonna need him.
Yeah.
And that's the thing that I need to get through my. I had to apologize on the last the podcast. I had to get it through my head that, bro, stop. We're gonna need these guys. I lost my head at Jesus. Jesus is driving me nuts. His lack of production driving me nuts.
No, he's
Sterling,
done. He's finished.
Sterling driving me nuts. The fact that I didn't want him. Arteta then, he's my guy, so let's bring him in. And then the guy is he's playing like we. It's like, bro, we just saved you. You better be playing. You better be playing out of your skin every single time you get on the thing. Otherwise, you would have been rotting. You would have been rotting up in what? You would have been at the training with under 14s. And this guy he comes in and he ain't performing. So it's stuff like that. It's like I gotta put that aside. I'm like, bro, every single one of them. Zinchenko, the defensive thing. I mean, it's the lack of physicality that gets him. He thinks he's faster and bigger than he actually is in the situation. So he takes up positions that get him caught out and all. But as much as I hate that side of his game, it's only like him and Partey. It's only probably like him and Partey that can do that whole advancing the balls between the lines, and they're absolutely unbelievable at it. We're gonna need him at some point. We're gonna need him at some point. People forget that what two seasons ago, that first season that we had him, how unbelievable he was at breaking people down with that advanced thing. If we can get that for like a game 2, people are gonna need to chip in. If we can get that, we'll get 2, 3, 4 games, man. That would be it. We're gonna need every single one of these guys, and hopefully Jokeres. I'm not like the other the clowns on Twitter that because we won 5-1 and we kept him quiet. They're like, oh, this guy sucks. Brother, that guy is still the best striker on the planet. I want him at the Emirates.
100%. So do I. I'd like bring me Jokeres and like I'll get an Arteta tattoo, man. I can't lie, because Jokeres to me I would trade all of the signings that we've made in the summer if it meant that I got Jokeres. Jokeres was my number 1 signing like in the world. So yeah, we'll see.
I don't have a tattoo or piercing on my body. If Arteta wins me the Champions League, I'll get his face tattooed on my ass. That's how desperate I want that, bro. If he wins the Champions League, statue immediately.
You think?
If Arteta wins the first Champions League in Arsenal history, in Arsenal Football Club history,
second.
Was it a super?
No, the ladies have won the UCL.
Oh, very good. Sorry, Arsenal men's history, and I'm actually one of the biggest ladies teams fan, by the way. So
yeah, no, big up the lady.
You'll be trying to take myself
it's my new shameless gimmick is when people say Arsenal haven't won the Champions League. I say, hey,
the ladies, and they have. That was the bet. That was like the bet. That was recent, right? The Bethmead team, and was that recent?
No, I think
there was a team that was very good with like Miedema and then
wasn't it with Alex Scott?
Yes. She's now on what channel is she on over there? She's on BT, right?
I believe so. Wait, is it BT? TNT, whatever they call it.
Yeah, TNT. I think they got bought by an American company, and that's why they changed. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, no. If he does that, yeah, statue.
Okay.
Statue. It's bro. That means all those we go to stadium after stadium after stadium after stadium, and everybody tells us that we don't have a Champions League trophy. That dies immediately.
Yeah, it's true. Immediately it died, and then we can say we've gone invincible and we have a Champions League. Oh, it would be beautiful. It would be no one could ever chat to us ever again. We would get the craziest grace period from rival fans in there. Like no one, they would have to find a new team to target all the time.
Hooks, I'm so naive. All it literally took, you should have seen me like 2-3 weeks ago. All it literally took is 2 games, 2 wins that I already believe. Again, I'm such an idiot. I'm such an idiot, bro. I genuinely believe 2 games, and I genuinely believe from the position that we are in, we are 8 points. How many points behind? We're like 8 points behind. I genuinely believe we are the title favorites. I am such an idiot. I'm such an idiot.
No, do you know what? Yeah, but I guess that's all part of being a fan, right? Like and I was speaking about this earlier on the stream I was doing. Yeah, is that I'm not the type of person who polices how people support their club, because I believe what I liken a fan's relationship with their club, with their football club, is like it's like your relationship with God. Like,
Yeah.
it's a personal
Yeah.
relationship. Like, nobody can tell you how to have your relationship with God. I feel no one can tell you how to have your relationship with your football club. And we've all, all of us have our own kind of like experiences and like moments that really kind of stick with us as like Arsenal fans that have kind of built us up to like the type of fan that we are today. So, I mean, from your perspective, like, what would you say is a moment being an Arsenal fan that kind of most sticks with you? Like, if you was to sit down and like really think about Arsenal, what would you say is a moment in your lifetime that
Oh,
truly resonates with you? And can you kind of paint that picture for us?
that's a good question. Shit. Shit. All right. The big ones. There are many. Oh, yes. Man United, Old Trafford away. Old Trafford away. I have a cousin of mine that we are attached by the hip. Attached by the hip. Grew up grew up together. He's now when I came here to the States for college, that's when we went our separate ways. He went Canada, so he's in Canada. I'm over here. Thick and thin. Thick and thin. That game, we it was during the school holiday. If I remember correctly, it definitely was. It was school holidays. School holidays. No, wait. I think school had started again. School had started again. I think I was in grade 6 or grade 7. Grade 6, grade 7. Watched that game together. He is a massive United fan. Massive United. He is the reason why these hairs are gray. He is the one that made me hear it. Till this day, I still hear that, we haven't won the title since Lord knows when. He has all the dates. I don't even know the dates. He has all the dates. He has all the receipts and all that. And when Sylvan Wiltord went through, boom, puts it past Fabian Barthez, goes to the corner, fist up, Papilo Nwanko Kanu comes over the top of the celebration. Bro, I was jumping all over him, doing a great. It was till this day, I celebrated for like an hour in his face. This dude was crying. This dude was crying. Till this day, that was one of the that was incredible. And then a lot of the things are the cliche ones, the close, because not living in the UK. A lot of my games were watched on TV at home, so it's the close games with the old man sitting right there, and all the one which is now that I'm working, now that I have a job and thingy, and I'm trying to rectify that. I need to create actual memories at the stadium now, more
Yeah.
memories, because I don't even remember, bro. I don't even remember the games that I went to when I was in Luton. I think it was like 2, 3 games. I think one of them was the Leeds. I went to like a Leeds game at Highbury. It's so long ago, man. It's like 20 some years ago, man. It's crazy.
I tell you what, yeah. So like there's loads of moments across the my lifetime that's kind of like defined like my love for the club. Like, there's been loads of moments, like, and there's also been loads of moments where the pain has just like overtaken me to levels that
Yep.
like
We're
I've
15.
yeah, like, but when I say, I mean like deeper pain than that. Like, I still remember, like, putting on the TV and Henri telling me that he's leaving Arsenal. Like, I cried. Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I was like, and I could see that he was like, it was eating him up as well.
Yeah.
But whenever I explain to people, yeah, that there's a moment, yeah, and it's very recent, yeah, and I can't think of a moment where in that moment I've felt more happiness, yeah, is
Hmm.
last season when Reece Nelson scored the last minute winner at home.
Yes, Bournemouth. Oh my God.
I was in the stadium. Like I was actually in the stadium,
No
and
way.
I was in the stadium. Like I was right by the. So I was on the second level, and I was right by the edge, just above the Bournemouth fans. And me and my friend were there. We had to deal with like the Bournemouth fans looking up at us and trying all the chanting, and they're all the back and forth. And we're 2-0. I think it was 2-0, 2-0 down,
Bro,
and
we
then
were down. We were down 2-0. We were down 2-0.
yeah, that 2-0 down, and like we're sitting there like, it's done in it, and then we bring it back to 2-2. And I remember like, because I was on the other end and he scored down the other end, and literally when that goal went in, goosebumps, joy, happy, like out my seat, drink all flowing. Like I cannot explain to people in enough words how magical that moment was for me as an artist. So that's why I always encourage people, like, just try and go to like as many games as you can in it. Like you don't need to go to every game. I mean, if you're lucky enough to have the opportunity to go to every game, I say go to it, right? I live like maybe 20 minutes away from the stadium. I can't even go to every game.
Oh,
So
tickets are crazy.
Like, crazy. But I always say if you can get to games, then go, because it's a completely different experience watching the game from the stadium than what it is watching it on your TV, innit?
That Reece Nelson moment, I think the sentiment you share, even the biggest of Arteta haters, I think that moment also did it, bro. I thought that was it.
Yeah.
I thought that was it. Game, set, match, both hands on the title. We are lifting it. That was one of the, if I remember back, man, that was one of the happiest days of my life.
Yeah, but that's the thing that's so amazing about football, is how it can just control your mood, like how it can just have such a insane like impact on your emotions. Like I never like to belittle like other things, but I personally don't think there's any sport in the world that compares to football, especially from a fan's perspective. I don't think there, like, don't get me wrong, like, you know, growing up in maybe the West Indies, you might have a different
cricket and all,
because obviously Brian Lara and all them like you're attached, or maybe growing up in like New Zealand and like for you it's just
rugby,
rugby, and but like I think if you was to like look at how football fans react to how any other sport fan reacts, like it's incomparable. Like even if you think of things like golf, like it's just not the same. Like just bare quiet, and then it's like, and you can't even really celebrate because you're meant to be quiet. It's just like
you're meant to be silent.
You know what I mean?
I don't know what it is. It's the journey.
Yeah.
It's the fact that it's a like for like the other, like for example, the American sports, the off season here for like NBA and NFL, they get like 4 or 5 months off. 4 or 5 months off. Football, I get a week. It's a lifetime journey.
Yeah.
It's a lifetime journey that you're on. It's if you ask me 10, 20 years ago, when we had Wilshire, who knew that when we had Wilshire in that moment, who knew that we would get Saka 10 years later? That kind of stuff. It's that constant, I don't know what it is, man. It's a lifetime. It's just crazy to think back how many. It's like I think back and see. It's like, look at how many people I've gone through. I've seen. I've backed. I've worshipped. Like you go from the Vieiras and then like the Bentner, that era. The Adebayors, next into who came after that, like the Sanchez era. Now this, it's insane, man. I don't know. It's unique. It really is. You're right. There's no There's no other sport. It's like cricket. You pick and choose. You pick and choose where you go on tour. It's like what? You pick and choose your opponent. It's like there's just something about football, and that I'm guessing other people who are big fans in their sports will romanticize about their sports too. But I don't think there's anything like it. Oh, another one. Sorry, just to pick up off the people that I got attached to and all that. So the other emotion, the other way around, the one crushing. So the great emotion that Will toward goal, crushing. You mentioned Henri leaving. The
Yeah.
one that really crushed me, and even till this day, I am still bitter. Loved the guy, Cesc Fabregas. Cesc Fabregas, when he left, he broke me. He
Yeah.
broke me completely. I cried. I, we had done everything. We had done everything for this guy. We literally did everything for this guy. And then he got sentimental. He's like, I want to play for the team that I grew up in. Plays 2-3 games. And he sees that I had it made at Arsenal where everything was revolved around me. Here, I'm just a bit part. What? Spent 2-3 seasons and done it.
But that's
Done.
the thing. That's the thing though, right? Like, so there's there's a long catalogue of players, yeah, that have played for Arsenal, yeah, maybe not been too happy with where the club was ambition wise or what they was challenging for or winning things, yeah, then leave the club and then regret that they left the club. There's a long list of
Every
players.
almost, of course, you'll get the 1, 2, 3 order. I
Yeah,
would go as crazy as say almost every single one of those guys.
yeah. Like even Sanchez. Sanchez left, and the first training session he had with Manchester United, he asked his agent, "Can I go back to
Can I
Arsenal?"
go back? Can I go back?
Yeah.
People like Van Persie. People like Van Persie are looking for a home now. Brother, your home's at Old Trafford. Don't ever come back to the Emirates. This guy is releasing quotes every day. Oh, the Arsenal fans, I'm over it. I'm over it. Yeah, I'm over it. It's not that big of a deal. They should move on. Don't fucking tell me how I should feel and how I should feel about you and all that, bro. Don't ever come back. Nasri looking for a home.
Yeah,
Adebayo looking for a home. All those
yeah,
guys. You want a title at Man United? Get them to build you the statue.
yeah.
But the
It
United
is.
the United fans don't rate him. And now look,
Yeah, it
it's I
is.
don't know what it is about the club, man. Every single one of those players that leave, it's like I don't know. I don't, it's crazy. Every single one regrets it, and they're like, "Yo, I wish." I guess it's the people. I guess it's the people working at Colney and the stadium and all that. But it's crazy.
We we have. It's just Arsenal. I will say this until the day that I die. Arsenal is for the community. Arsenal is for the people. Arsenal is for the streets. Arsenal is for the culture. We are the only club. Well, I mean, there's Liverpool. Liverpool's very similar, but outside of that, I don't care what anyone says. No one can chat to me on that. But I guess my final question for yourself, and it's very relevant to what we kind of just been speaking about, is what does being a fan mean to you? And could you imagine a world without Arsenal?
What does being a fan mean to me? I'm going to use that the similar statement that I used recently. It's the journey. It's it gives the older I've gotten. This may sound crazy. The older I've gotten, I mean, I my life has slowed down. So I'm doing, I go from my 20s, I'm partying, I'm everywhere, trying to do a whole lot of stuff work wise. I'm trying a whole lot of stuff. I'm an accountant in one phase, then boom, I'm now a media guy, and boom, a whole lot is going on. So it's about the journey. It's like the more my life has slowed down, interests and things, interests and things are just falling away. So it's like today, for example, apart from like my family, apart from like my family, like what am I thinking of? What am I thinking of on like a holiday or when I'm not doing anything apart from people I know, my family? It's Arsenal. It's the All Blacks. You know, my vacation that's coming up. I have to do my work permit here. I have to renew my work permit and all that. Oh, instead of doing it, going home and doing it there, how about I go to London and do it in London so I can see Arsenal?
Yeah.
It's I don't know if this is the right phrase to use. I don't know if it's the right term, but being a fan has given me. I have nothing going on in life. It's given me purpose. It's given me purpose in life. It's given me something that it's, as I said, it's a constant. I get a week off. It's a constant journey. Even when they ain't playing, I'm stressing. I'm stressing about who's injured. International break, who's injured. When they're back, when they're back, oh, all right, who's back, who's playing, who's playing well, who next game, season's over, we're crying or we're celebrating a title, do that for a week, two, the transfer window opens, I'm already thinking, who's Arsenal? It's a constant, it's part of my life, it's part of my everyday existence. I think about something Arsenal related constantly every single day. It's given me somewhat a piece of, it's given me purpose. I'm not too I'm not like big spiritual or other things that people get purpose from. That is what gives me purpose, Arsenal and the All Blacks. And yeah, that in my from my own personal perspective, that's what it means to me to be a fan. The journey, it's about the journey and looking forward to something that's giving you purpose in life.
Okay, so I imagine you can't see a world without Arsenal.
No, it's now what? How many laps around the sun have I taken now? It's been what, 30 something, 34 laps, 34 laps around the sun. The last it's a streak that's been going on the last, so it's 34, it's 34, the last 28 years, the last 28 laps. It hasn't been broken in 28 laps. I don't know if it hasn't been broken in 28 laps. And there has been moments where it should have been broken. So we're 15. So we're 15. It should have been broken there, right there. And then there are moments where's that? What year was it when was it 99? We lost the title. I think we lost the title by like a point or something.
Yeah, it might have been.
Way back in the day. I forgot what year it was. It should have been broken then. There's been moments where that 28 lap streak,
Yeah,
around the sun, following Arsenal, should have been broken, and my 34 laps around the sun still hasn't. So if 15, actually, you know what might break it? Maybe relegation.
hey,
Maybe relegation, because now.
hey.
No, I'm kidding. But even that, I'll still find a way. I'll still find a way, because I mean, championship now is on TV. Championship now, I was about to say, we can't see it here, but championship now is on TV. But I'll still find a way, even through relegation, and that is the journey.
Yeah,
When you
yeah.
hear, I saw a clip. From, I think it was like a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks or so. I think it was on TikTok or something. Something came across my my TikTok or whatever. The city guy, Big Steve.
Yeah.
When he was talking, there was a clip that you're saying, mate, I went away to Grimsby Park, Grimsby, or whatever TV reference, Grimsby Park in League Two. I was there on a rainy Grimsby Park, and now I am in whatever Champions League stadium that he was in and all that. I was like, damn, yes, that's what it's about. You go from the
Yeah.
shittiest dump to all of a sudden he's in the penthouse.
Yeah, it's the journey, as you said,
Mhm.
right? It's the journey, as you said. And don't worry, Arsenal fans.
It
We
will
are
be well.
we're the only club that hasn't been relegated, so I don't think it's ever gonna happen. But yeah, you
And
know,
let me tell you something. I am a fortune teller. I see the future. It will be well this season, Arsenal fans. Get
hey,
excited. Arteta's doing something this season. If
you
he doesn't,
heard
if
it
he doesn't, I'm
here.
gonna look like an idiot.
Hey, well, you heard it here first from Zah. So yeah, I just want to say, Zah, I really appreciate you coming through and giving me this time to share your story and have a little chat. I've really enjoyed myself. I hope that the chat enjoyed the discussion that we had as well. Yeah, man, I love to do this kind of stuff more often. And I just want to say, everybody, just go and show Zah some love on his socials. It is tagged in the title. I mean, you can't hyperlink it, but you can definitely type it into your phone and just follow him up on all of the socials and continue to support his journey. Please make sure on your way out you are liking the video.
Smash that like.
Yeah, man. Please make sure that you're subscribing to the channel. And yeah, I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.